We've gotten a lot of questions about the way that Flinto flattens groups when you use the Sketch plugin to import from Sketch into Flinto. And I can clear that up with a pretty simple example. I've got a button here, it's inside of a group, and it's got two layers inside of it. So let's run the Sketch plugin, send this to Flinto, and see what happens. Alright, in Flinto, we can see that that group has turned into a single layer. I can't move the text independent of the background because it's been flattened. Now you may wonder, why did this happen? Why do we do this? The reason is to speed up the export from Sketch and to make your Flinto document a bit simpler. Oftentimes you don't need every single layer from Sketch inside of Flinto. But sometimes you do. Sometimes you want this layer to be separate from the background so that you can animate them independently. So if you want that to happen, let me show you what to do in Sketch. So I'm back here in Sketch. I've got my same button. And here's the rule. Anytime you have a group that doesn't have a subgroup, it gets flattened. So this group has no groups inside of it, which means it's going to get flattened. If I want to prevent it from getting flattened, I'll put a group inside of it. I'm going to group the label, and I'll call that label. Now foo won't get flattened because there's a group inside of it. But the group inside, it doesn't have any groups inside of it, so it will get flattened, which is fine because it just has one layer. So I ran the Sketch plugin again, and I'm back in Flinto. And we can see now foo button is still a group, and it has a label and a background as separate layers. So if I wanted to animate these layers independently, I'll be able to now. So once again, anytime you find a group that doesn't have a subgroup, it'll get flattened. No matter how many layers deep it is, if it doesn't have a subgroup, it'll get flattened. If it does have a subgroup, it will remain unflattened. Symbols are treated just like groups. So here I've got a button that's actually a symbol, and the contents of it are over here. There's no groups inside of this symbol, so it will get flattened. If I put a group inside, now the symbol won't get flattened. You could also put a symbol inside of a symbol to prevent the parent symbol from being flattened. And there's one other situation to be aware of, and that's when you have a group that has a mask inside of it. So I have a mask layer here called star, and because Flinto doesn't have the same support for masks that Sketch does, we have to flatten the group in order to render this correctly inside of Flinto. So I'll send this artboard over to Flinto, and you can see that it came through as a single flattened layer. Flinto does have its own simple masking feature, which is accessible by making a group and then choosing the clip option in the inspector. Maybe a topic for another video. For now, just remember that any group without a subgroup gets flattened, and to prevent a group from getting flattened, add a subgroup to it.